It was a Friday evening, and I knew exactly where my wife was headed before she even opened her mouth. She had been texting frantically all week, giggling at her phone, whispering half-truths about meeting a friend for dinner. I didn't need confirmation. I had seen the messages accidentally on her unlocked phone. Reservations, compliments, long chats with someone named Mark. My heart sank. When she walked through the door, radiant in a new dress, hair perfect, perfume intoxicating, she flashed a smile meant to charm. "I'm heading out tonight," she said lightly, tossing her keys on the counter. I looked up from my book, calm, too calm, my voice steady. "Good luck on your date," I said. Her smile faltered, just for a moment. Then again, she thought she had the upper hand. "Don't be dramatic," she replied, tossing her bag onto the couch. I didn't rise. I didn't yell. I simply watched as the small panic flickered across her face, the recognition that I knew, the realization that her carefully constructed deception had been seen, acknowledged, and quietly called out. "Mark," I said casually, flipping a page in my book, though my eyes never left her. "I assume that's who you'll be seeing?" Her hands froze mid-motion. Her lips parted, searching for some excuse, some denial, some casual dismissal. Nothing came. Instead, she murmured, It's nothing. Just a friend." I didn't flinch. I didn't raise my voice. "A friend who texts every night, makes reservations under your name, and flirts openly?" I asked. "Right." She tried to laugh it off, but it was thin, brittle, unconvincing. I saw the panic grow. The confidence she had worn all week was cracking, just slightly, but enough. I stood and walked over to the coat rack, hung up my jacket, and continued calmly. "You know, it's funny. I've always trusted you. I've always believed in us, in honesty. And yet, somehow, the person I shared my life with thinks it's okay to sneak behind my back." Her face paled. Her mouth opened and closed, searching for words that didn't exist. I let her flounder. There was no shouting, no begging, no dramatic confrontation. I let her panic, the genuine, unmasked panic of someone caught in the act, speak for itself. "I've been thinking," I continued, walking past her toward the door, "maybe it's best you have your friend tonight. You'll need the company after all." She stepped closer, trying to grab my arm. "Wait, don't. Please, I can explain." I shook my head gently, almost pitying her. "No explanations tonight. You'll need them to calm your nerves. I've got my own plans." Her eyes darted to the counter, to the clock, to her phone, and back to me. She realized she had been caught, not by an angry spouse, not by a dramatic outburst, but by calm, quiet observation. Her panic wasn't about my anger. It was about exposure, about the knowledge that the games she had played, the lies she had spun, were seen, catalogued, and understood. I smiled slightly, almost imperceptibly, and opened the front door. "Enjoy your evening. Don't be late. And remember, honesty matters." She hesitated at the threshold, her hand frozen on the doorknob. The words "good luck" still echoed in the room. For the first time that week, I saw her realize she had underestimated me. The control she thought she had was gone. When she stepped out, I leaned against the doorframe and watched her leave, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction, sadness, and clarity. I wasn't angry, not really. I was calm. I had stayed true to myself, true to my principles, and had silently delivered a message far more powerful than any shouting match could have. Hours later, I went to bed early, leaving the lights off, the house quiet. My phone buzzed. A text. From her. I didn't mean... I didn't respond. I didn't need to. The panic, the exposure, the fear of being caught in her own web had done more than words ever could. She understood, fully and unmistakably, that her actions had consequences, and that I had the power to enforce them without a single raised voice. The next morning, she returned, tentative, hesitant, a shadow of her former confidence. She She expected confrontation, accusations, anger, but I offered neither. I simply smiled politely, poured coffee for both of us, and continued with my routine. Her posture slumped. Her eyes avoided mine. The panic from the night before had evolved into something deeper: regret, shame, and awareness. She realized that while she had believed she could manipulate, deceive, and control the narrative, I had been quietly observing, quietly calculating, and quietly reclaiming my own dignity. In the weeks that followed, nothing needed to be said. I didn't need to punish her. I didn't need to seek revenge. I simply continued living, demonstrating through action what true integrity and strength meant. Her panic, the raw, unfiltered recognition of being caught, had been the first step. From that point on, every time she attempted deception or manipulation, I responded with quiet confidence, calm boundaries, and subtle assertion. She learned slowly that control wasn't in her hands anymore. By the time months passed, she approached me differently, not with arrogance, not with deceit, but cautiously, carefully, aware that I had observed, I had catalogued, and I had silently enforced the line she had crossed. Our relationship transformed, not through confrontation, but through quiet accountability, through the power of calm, through letting exposure and truth speak louder than drama or anger ever could. The date she had planned, the secretive night she believed would thrill her, had been rendered irrelevant by a simple statement: "Good luck on your date." 4 words, calm and deliberate, that said everything. No threats, no anger, just clarity, exposure, and quiet control. And the panic on her face that night? It said everything else. Everything she needed to know about the consequences of betrayal, and the quiet power of someone who refuses to be manipulated. Sometimes the most devastating response isn't anger, confrontation, or drama. Sometimes it's calm, measured, and unwavering. Sometimes it's watching, waiting, and delivering a single perfect statement that exposes the truth. And that night, with those 4 words, I did exactly that.